Hello, hello, hello. Blue Wolf is here once again. I wanted to talk to you all. First off, how you all doing? Comment below and let me know how you all are doing. I'm noticing that we having a couple returning viewers. I'm getting more views than subscriptions. Not subscriptions, subscribers. It's a little same thing. But anywho, remember to subscribe. I post dang near every single day, so subscribe. So today what we're going to talk about is how I'm realizing that I've always been in my black matter type of state of being. First off, if y'all don't know about dark energy, dark matter, black, the void, all of that. I see a red door and I wanna paint it black. You know, that type of vibe. Black, first off, the word black can't even describe what black actually is. Okay? Black, I wouldn't say is a color or a you can say it's a shade, but it's not a shade of anything. It's of itself. And I'm learning that I am that. I don't stem from it. I guess you can say this physical body may be this projection, this matter that I use, this flesh is of that. But me personally, my consciousness, my state of being, the way I speak, the way I make decisions, the realms I get out of and come back into and leave and grasp the awareness, all of that stem from me being of black matter, the dark energy. Without blackness or nothingness, you can say, but I guess it's not even nothingness because it is something at the same time. Without black, empty space, there wouldn't be light. Light lives because black exists. And I'm learning that when you understand that concept, by the way, I'm driving. And I'm looking forward to you all following me, subscribing, and follow. When I say following, I mean following me along through this video to the end. I'm going to do more videos on it, but I want to pop in and really have this discussion of where I'm at currently with my state of awareness of things. But I've been at this state of awareness since I could ever remember. I always, when something been shined upon me or in front of me, I always ask myself, it don't need to be perceived that way. It don't need to, it's more than what is being perceived in front of me. And I always played in the darkness of the darkness. Let me go ahead and delete some memory because it's saying it's about to be full. Give me 1 second. So yeah, I'm back. So like I was saying, I always look at things like there always can be more to it. And like I was saying, I always ponder over the fact of just allowing myself to step out of the light and into the darkness. Light representing the perception that's being perceived at the moment, which is the light. The darkness is the unseen, the unknown, the forsaken, I guess you can call it too. To allow myself to allow what that possibility can bring. And it always bring me more awareness of the current awareness, where I then can respond, react, or not react to certain behaviors that I prefer to operate as, opposed to allowing the external factor, which is the light or what's being perceived, meaning like what's being said, what's being projected onto me. Ever since I was little, I always ponder over, and I just got more in tune by just understanding more of where that stemmed from. But even then, I knew just as much as I know now. It's just now I have more of a elegant way of describing it. Like vampires. We know our vampires to be very elegant and of class and of stature. Why? Because they're century years old. It's not because they know more than what you know. They just have time to understand more of what they already know, I guess you can say. So that's one look you can look at it as. I'm not trying to get y'all. The main thing of what I want you all to understand is this concept here. Like this sun is shining on me. This camera is pointed at me. The hat is covering up this, causing a shadow to protect my eyes. The seatbelt is around me. But if I stay in the dimension of what is happening currently and stay in the state of that, I can only operate in the space of that's what that is. Opposed to say, hey, we all kind of do it in some way. You're not going to fixate over the fact that you're in a car with a seatbelt on and just keep looping that concept on repeat. You're going to think of other things. You're going to be thinking of other things. When you think, a lot of times those thoughts come from the unknown. Sometimes those thoughts can be someone else's. Sometimes those thoughts can be a memory. And it's important for us to decipher between those thoughts of if they are thoughts coming from us or are they coming from something that's already been projected onto us. There's nothing wrong with either or. But you have to see what you benefit from it. What I've learned is this thing called an echo. And the reason why I want to use the word echo as a description is because of this. Listen. So if you are, when you get awareness of that, there's an echo. That means there's open space. And it's time for you to go towards the more. If there is no echo present, I think I wouldn't say it's a problem, but it's telling. It's telling. Sometimes it can be a positive thing, but you have to look and see what space you're in that's so filled. And what is that filled space giving you? Okay? Like an echo in a room. It has to be an empty room to be an echo, right? A new foundation. More growth. You can put stuff in it. You can't grasp that you have space to put something in if you don't hear the echoes. So if that's the case, you have to see what everything in your room is giving you and see if that is enough for you in that current state. Example, I have a beauty college here in Michigan. I was signing someone up for tuition, and I think they didn't have the funds for the down payment of their contract. But when I reached a point of like, you know what, when can you have it? It was going to be prolonged, and they didn't know what time, what day. I had to ask myself, is it worth me to stay in this room filled, because I'm not hearing the echo, that say, okay, you don't have your deposit, well, let us know when you have your deposit. No, I made it accessible for them to get the contract signed with first, okay, yes, attempt different methods to get you approved for certain funds. And if and then that didn't go through, then I'm like, okay, give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and change my memory. We got memory full again. We love to hear it. See, the room getting full. Okay, hello. I am back. So, like I was saying, when I've noticed my potential scholar wasn't able to pay her deposit for her to sign her contract to get her enrollment date started and her start date and all of those things, I'm like, is this $500, just throwing out a number, that's required for her to sign her contract, get her enrolled, worth me to stay in this space and then prolong her signing up? And then I go on vacation, and it's gonna be on my mind and all these things. It's like, but she's willing to show up. So I'm like, okay, let's see. So I threw out something. All right, when can you have it? When I found out she wasn't able to give me a date, I'm like, okay, all right, it's still not worth me to stay in this room. So I said, okay, let me go ahead and throw something out. Hey, let me contact my accountant. Boom. Find out that we have a system at our facility that offers Afterpay, which allows you to pay for your services up front or item up front, and then you pay it in quantities over time. So I said, let's her come in person, apply for this, and see if she get approved, and then, since her deposit's not crazy, nothing too expensive, let's see what she get. I did it. I'm like, I got approved for a good amount of change. Let's just see what she would get approved for. So she comes in. She said, yes, I'll come in. She'll come in and remind you, there was other things that went on to this space too, where I just had to not accept a filled room that I wasn't receiving what I needed to receive. Okay, so I was eating the room up. Okay, if you just say I was eating the room up, so it just kept becoming empty, and I kept filling it up with new things until I'm gonna get to that point, because there's something in that. So that's just an analogy. So boom, she said, okay, I'm gonna come in and apply for the thing. I said, bring your debit card. She said, okay, cool. So that shows that she's okay with putting her payment method on card. She just really don't have it at this moment. So I'm like, okay. So she get there, she don't get approved for it. She doesn't get approved for it. I remain calm. Part of me was like, nah, don't give it to her. Stay strong in your, this is your policy. You require this. I'm like, you know what? No. This policy right now is hindering my company, hindering my scholar. She can have a start date now and be on a routine. I said, okay, so what can you do? I said, you know what? She got a $500 scholarship from us. That's not going to be towards her first month payment no more. I'm going to have her first payment on the 29th of next month, where we can start bringing in income for her studies right away, opposed to waiting. And when you really think about it, it averaged out the same. The $500 cover 1 month, or give her 1 month and get the $500, the fee for her studies during that time in 4 weeks. So it really plays the same thing. You just not paying in advance. I said, you know what? That's not worth me to stay in this room and deny her to sign her contract today after she showed up with her debit card, with herself, okay with the time that took allowed to sign her contract and everything. She ready to go. So I said, yes, sign her up. Give her this, and still give her the scholarship, and just change a few things as far as like, we just won't pay for the full, for the first month. Your payment is going to be due on your first day of class, not a month from the first day of your class. So if she starts on the 29th, the following month on the 29th is when her payment is going to be due. She said, okay, that's cool. That works for her. She agreed. We both agree. We get it contracted in. We're good. We're moving. So now I ask myself, what space am I in now? Is that an echo room? It is very much an echo room. It's room for growth, because it's not filled with stuff that I gotta get rid of before it spoils, per se. I have a clean slate ready to go. And by the way, I'm at the grocery store right now. I'm pulling up. So I just want y'all to, and I was working with dark energy. I was working with dark energy, or the void. I was working with the void. I like to call it the void. Maybe I'm gonna look up that definition of called the void, because dark energy is, it's not color. This is not a color thing that we're talking about. It may come off as that, you know. Someone had told me black is not a color, it's the absence of color. I don't agree with that whole sentence, but I agree with is not a color, but and they say white is all colors. I don't agree with that fully, because black creates color. Everything comes from black, and it's not black, it's the absence. Everything comes from absence, and absence is always present, because for present to be present, absence has to be on the back end or the top. It must be the holder of it all. If y'all see, think about a black hole. It's circle. Everything goes around it. When you light itself, light, what matter project, energy projects light. Light is straight lines. There's nothing straight about dark black energy. It's connected to the concept of creation itself. Why do I feel that was me working in dark energy? It's because there was a lot of things being projected. I don't have the funds right now. When she get there, I needed her phone. I didn't tell her she needed her phone, because I'm like, oh, who don't bring their phone, you know, right? It's, you know, if she did, she'd get in a car, I could tell her bring it in. So she gets there. I said, you have your phone? Because she needs to download this app. She didn't have her phone either. She dropped it in the toilet. So it was just things after things after things after things that could have really been like, you know, it really couldn't have been like that with me. But if I chose to, it could have been. Now I look at it, it's like those things become like, those options becomes like, what type of things, like what? But some people fall onto that and get, I guess you can call it like fed up. Just like I'm saying, the space get fed up where they can't decipher to keep going, because they're so distracted by what's already present. So I've learned to allow what's being present be that, but don't identify with it. When she didn't have phone, I'm like, okay, that's cool. Yes, get my phone. Are you okay with using my phone? We'll set up your passwords and everything, and then if you get approved, we'll transfer everything over to your phone once your phone's activated. She was cool about it. Once she didn't get approved, we deactivated all the accounts that we created off the phone together. And when she didn't get approved, I'm like, you know what? She didn't get approved. Okay, what's your next option? What's your next option was the void I went into. I didn't have an answer at that time. I always had the answer, but I didn't use what was present of, okay, let's get her, my initial plan, I guess you can call it. Let's get her enrolled, get her $500 towards her deposit. If it's more than that, tell her that all that money goes towards her tuition, and then she can be brought up for a month. I think it was a month or two till her next payment is due. Since we had to go this route, that's what our system was, and I realized I let that go for the echo. And the echo gave me the solution, which was, let's get you enrolled. This is what's going to happen. Are you cool with that? First May payment is going to be on the 29th of next month for your start date. We have your start date. I got her signed on her contract. So then I realized, what did I really want? I got everything plus more. Remember, y'all, I love you all because I love myself. And stay tuned for the next one. And remember to subscribe. Mwah. Hello. So I am back. Remember to subscribe. So I was in the grocery store, and I don't know if this clip is going to be in the previous video or this video in itself, but I was thinking the fact that being approached, meaning there's no business being perceived, I guess you can say. It's always something being perceived, though, in some form of business exchange. But what I'm trying to get at is, I can have a set goal or mission with doing business with one another, but when it comes to an organic, well, not organic, when it comes to an approach of someone who show interest in me, it's more of a, who will I be in that incident? What I've learned is, from what I've learned from other ones, oh, I need a $500 deposit. Don't focus more on that. Focus more on what it is that you are, and know that you're going to show up for yourself regardless. You see how I'm in the black opposing to the light of thing, put a magnifying glass onto one object of saying this is what it has to be? No, it's simply fact that whatever it will be for me. And know that, but with that saying, knowing that an action or response, or because an action and a response can be no action, no response, is that knowing that one will never agree to be in a room that one wishes not to. Back to example. Now with our friend, if they decide to say, hey, no, I don't want to go there, okay, that wouldn't be me in any room that I don't want to be, because my rooms isn't based off of another's decision. That another's decision doesn't make my room. Another's verdict doesn't make my rooms. They're not the creator. I am the creator. When you are of the black void, dark energy. I'm drinking some mermaid lemonade, and it got me burpy. Y'all gonna know soon why I'm so gassy and burpy. I'm actually getting a procedure done soon, a removal, but that's gonna be in the next video, so stay tuned. Remember to subscribe. They building something over here. I'm like, what is that? But anywho, so yesterday our friend said, speaking of our scholar now, but our potential scholar at the time, said, hey, you know what? Yesterday we got down to the point of saying, hey, okay, you can come in. We'll still sign a contract for you. No deposit needed, which that's what it was. And even to the point where they don't have to apply for anything, just sign a contract, come on. I guess the contract is one thing I'm not willing to let go of, because if it's not contracted, what are we doing here? Nothing is understood. I don't understand what days I need to show up for you. You don't know what days I need to show up. We need to have a structure. But, it was a lot of levels to that. So, when it came to, I'm at Panda Express right now, about to get me some super greens, some chow mein, and some white rice. For the one time. Give me one time.
Hello! Thank you for choosing. Hi, I'm after you.
Hi, yes, can I do your plate?
You want noodles or rice?
For my 2 entrees, can I do super greens? And for my one side, can I do half white rice and half chow mein?
Alright, I'm so sorry to let you know our chef didn't order enough broccoli, so we can't do any more super greens today.
Okay, well, no thank you.
Okay, I'm so sorry about that.
Have a good one. So that was that. Yeah, take what y'all want to take from that. No, our chef didn't order no broccoli, so they're out of that. Anywho, back to what I was saying. I want y'all to follow me with this one. Listen to me well. So since there was, let's say we got to that point, because what I'm trying to paint is if they said it's a no-go as a whole, then it would have just been a no-go. I can't, well, it's not I can't, I don't choose to force someone to, well, that's not true. I don't choose to, I don't choose to what's the word? Choose for another. Okay? I can create situations to make the choice more palatable. But at the end of the day, I have to ask myself, how far am I willing to go with getting this choice of another, this preferred choice of another? When someone, because certain things you also, it's telling. The person's not able to pay their deposit. That's very telling of them. And I can sit here and ponder over it, because that's another thing. When I know she didn't have a deposit, I'm like, okay, because typically what deposits do for an entity, it gives them a credibility for the person, or is that the right word? Credibility? It gives them knowledge or understanding of an individual, trust of an individual. It shows that they are responsible, and all these things that can show that they, can be that. Or it can simply be they just don't have it at that specific time, at that specific amount, it could just be that. And that's just what that is. Is it risky signing someone up for a contract when they can't even have a deposit? Of course. Is it risky signing someone up for a contract with a deposit? Of course. Of course. What is the risk? Every contract has a risk. They can opt out of, they can not opt out, they can void the contract. They can void the contract. Regardless. That's not my concern. I already know what I'm getting into with the contract. But the thing is, contracts usually come with property on the other end of it. Payment in either a service or a product. What is it? Service and products and goods or something like that? Service, goods, and products? Or services and goods. Goods and services. There we go. Goods and services. I know how to do what I need to do when it comes to that. But that's where it gets the window of seeing if they're willing to sign on dotted line, if that's what they agreed to. She didn't sign on a dotted line that she would pay a deposit. She signed a line of what's going to be in the deposit. So if she's not willing to sign a contract at all, I'm not going to waste my time, because that's what we do. Legally, I can't even have her enrolled without a contract. I can, but that's bad business. I was trying to see, is the fuck place open? And that's just what that is. So, let's say she gets to a point and say, hey, not meaning past tense, she'd be like, you know what? And I got to the answers of like, okay, it's not the deposit thing the issue. She just not willing to come in and do the contract. No days. And her reasoning is she had a change of heart. I can say, is there anything I can do to alleviate that? And I can think of anything that she, and we're only asking the one day of you, and to bring down your payment, and that's that. Yeah, and take it to the bare minimum of what I see fit. It's not the bare minimum, that's just what we offer. Give her the offer of what we offer. In her case, where she fit with the offer that she's offering. And if she's not willing to do that, then what we're offering, she can't, she's not eligible. And it's just that simple. I'm not going to feel that I was in a space. Actually, I have gotten out of the space because it has been revealed that she's not of a candidate for it. That's it. Now, if I stayed in the space of she didn't pay her deposit and I didn't offer her, hey, let's skip the deposit. You still get your scholarship. You just got to pay the first month payment. If I didn't do that, it just said, okay, well, check us back in 2 months or whatever, and just kept prolonging it. I'm prolonging myself in the round, because we offer that. I didn't know I offered that because I was so fixated on the deposit, but we offer that. Is our initial choice? Of course not. Of course not. Of course not. But it's telling, and that's information. So I know when it comes down to payday with her and per se, that well, there's not really to worry about. It's either she's gonna pay or not come. She's already contracted in. So I don't need to wait for anything. It's just she'll get her weeks. She just won't get her hours and won't grow. But I know it's my mission to really perform and really give them a show, an experience, be that scholar and be of that instructor, professor to them, to the point where they like, oh no, it's this is robbery. I owe them more. That's the vibe I want to give. And it's just really coming from being me, giving me, with the understanding of what they're giving as well. So when it comes to someone who's coming up with me and introducing themselves, if they're not offering anything, I'm not going to be upset or feel like I miss any room. I'm in a room where I don't want to be in because I didn't take them up on their offer. There was no offer on the table. And what they're offering, it's something that we didn't offer. So there wasn't able to now I can be understanding that I have no focus towards what's not offered. You get what I'm saying? The focus is always on the offer. And getting to more of a resonancy of the offering. Being aware of when I should accept an offer or decline an offer. And not accept, approve an offer. Alright? So I'm looking forward to all this rambling and talking, getting through to you all, to get you all to just think about your choices and your approval of things and what do you invite in your life and what things you don't invite in your life, and why are you inviting it, or are you disinviting things that's actually what you actually wanted. Yeah, it may not didn't come in the form that you per se, which would have been the deposit, the application of approval of the funds and all of these things leading up to the signing. But you got the signing, and you got the information of that specific individual it is what that is. It's not stopping what you have set out for yourself. Okay? So sometimes it's actually adding to it. I love you all because I love myself. And remember to subscribe. That was a conversation on working with a dark energy and not allowing what's in front of you distract you from your true essence, which is dark energy.